What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. Family, the Secretary of Defense reported that the United States spent $109 billion a year in Afghanistan from 2001 to 2018. Did you hear what I just said? Each year they spent $109 billion to give jobs to the Afghanis to protect their country, to work during the whole process. And what's bothering me is that even a veteran has to fight to get his benefits. A veteran has to fight to get what is rightfully his or hers from the ailments, from the wounds that they encountered during their time of service. Now, I already did a video on the black folks here. The community didn't get not one red cent when it comes to reparations, when it comes to trying to make things better for the education, for the job opportunities, equalities in business. If you want to talk about doing away with the prison systems, talking about better health care, $109 billion was spent for the Afghanistan conflict of fighting terrorists. How is that? Now, you know, the hardest thing to imagine is that when you are trying to fight for people's rights, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a minority, and your own country tells you they ain't gonna do it because they ain't got the funding, and you see that another country is getting money from the country you're from and getting paid for jobs, giving opportunities, having better benefits than your own citizens. You know, I served 20 years in the military, and I have come to realize over these 17 years I've been retired, what was I fighting for? What was I doing? Why are they utilizing us, a citizen of a country, that you got to fight for your rights for disability, that the minority people here, who this country's wealth come from, who made the wealth of this country, can't even get reparations for the injustices that they incurred from their ancestors to this day? That I didn't say it, that there are inequalities when it comes to the payment on jobs, inequalities to education, that is inequalities to treatment, inequalities for starting businesses, inequalities for bank loans, inequalities for housing. I didn't say that. America states that. America's got it in their findings, in their statistical data that says this. And they feel as though that we are not rightfully, or we shouldn't be rightfully compensated for the sacrifice of what the men and women have gone through to make this country great. How well does that sit with you when you see that you have to fight to get equal treatment, when you have to fight to at least get fair jobs, to get health care? We have another think coming. It is an embarrassment to me that I see other countries who can pay for their citizens' health care, can give reparations to Africans, descendants of slaves, who can give money towards education, housing, and yet here in damn Erica, that she can't even, number one, apologize. Number two, recognize. Number three is to be able to compensate a people who still are in the lower class, who still are in the lower class across all the borders of the categories that's within the housing and education and the jobs and the most to be imprisoned and all of these things. And we can spend $109 billion a year for 17 years and tell the people who built this country, you're not worth it. Now, I'm not trying to upset you. I'm not trying to make you feel any kind of way. But have you thought about it? Have you just stopped for a moment and say, why is my family poor? Why is it that even if I'm middle class or even got money, I had to jump through the hoops? I was one who was just the luck of the draw. I was one who possibly you was one that just was able to slip through the cracks. But the majority of us didn't get the opportunity. Now, I know I had to work 3 jobs and do a lot of sacrifice to get where I am today. And I had to jump over a lot of obstacles and a lot of potholes in my path. And it was hard for me to swallow the pill when I lived in certain of these areas in suburbs where most of the Europeans lived, to come to find out when they tell me that their mothers and fathers gave them $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to put down on their house. That during their Christmases and their spring breaks that their parents send them $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 as a means of good faith. But many people don't understand that even from slavery, that all the business that were rooted out of it, the manufacturing, the distribution, all the different businesses that rooted out of slavery, that people benefited from, that money carried on from generation to generation, they got the upper hand. I don't know about you, family, but it's a hard pill to swallow. But I'm going to say to you, think about it.
Think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it.